Hey guys, I'm live here in Nashville, Tennessee. Hope you guys are doing well. Wanted to answer your questions this morning. Okay, I'm gonna do this move. What if this flips? Nope, device is locked. Okay, so, anyways, hello everyone. Thanks for being here this morning. Let me see if I can get this lighting correct. This is all new for me when it comes to scheduling stuff. It's been a long time. Let's see if I can like change my lighting. Check it out. Oh, oh. Who knows? Okay. Hey guys. So, if you have any questions, I just kind of wanted to talk about. Oh, hey Tyler. Nice. I wanted to talk about breaking up with your past, and some of you guys. This has just been on my mind for like the last 6 months as far as why our past kind of holds us back. Sometimes it energizes us. Sometimes it's a good thing, but sometimes, most often, it can get in our way. But I want to talk about that today, and I wanted to get kind of perspective and opinion from you guys because it's just been something I've kind of wanted to dissect and discuss. I don't have really teaching points and/or thoughts. I mean, I do have thoughts, but I don't know if I have like the right answers, basically. So, I just wanted to talk to you about breaking up with your past, and I'm not talking about like a specific person. It could be a specific person, but it could be anything from like an idea of what you had, of who you were, or who you're supposed to be, and why that can get in the way, and why that can be tough. So, anyways, I'm answering your questions today. I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to get in here, and then I'm gonna keep this thing short and sweet. And I'm sorry, I totally just missed that last question. I feel like it was a great question. Please ask that one more time. It was about your ex or something like that. Let me see here. Home. I want to see if I can. Okay, cool. I can actually go back to some of the comments over here. Okay, cool. I can actually go back to. All right, here we go. I'll pause myself. Do you think you can be friends with your exes if you want to break up with your past? Ooh, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think you can be friends with your exes if you want to break up with your past? I think your past can mean several different things. I don't think it just means the person. And that might be the thing for you guys, but. Okay, so let me just get honest with you for a minute. I am a little nervous, not gonna lie, because I feel like I should be prepared for these things. Totally not prepared for these things, so it's kind of off the cuff, but I wanna hang out with you guys every Wednesday. And so the only thing on my mind at the moment was this idea of how our past can kind of control our futures. And so that's kind of why I came up with the title. It wasn't anything specific correlated to me at the moment, but it is, I guess it is specific because it's top of brain. But anyways, okay, so I'm answering questions right now. Let me make sure if you guys have any questions regardless of anything, whether it's touring, whether it's coffee, whether it's your past, whether it's whatever. I just actually want to have a discussion. And yeah, that's all. So I dated a girl in high school and it ended very badly. About 10 years later, we met up again and realized our past was just that, in the past. And now we're very close friends. That is amazing. I have a very similar story. In fact, there was a girl I dated for a long time. For me, being someone who's freaking commitment phobia person, it was kind of on and off situation for like 3 years. And we had to take like a lot of space, like 6-7 years before we even communicated again. But the beautiful thing was she's in a fantastic, healthy relationship at the moment, and we have incredible boundaries when it comes to our friendship. And we've dealt with the past, been forgiven in a sense, and learned that the past is just that, man. It's like, people change. The hardest part about it is, for me, being like studying the Enneagram. I don't know if you guys have looked at your numbers or figured out what the Enneagram is in general, but it is basically a personality assessment that lets you kind of know your strengths, what makes you tick, and you kind of move in and out of it. The reason I like it is because it's not stagnant. It kind of allows you to kind of move as basically humans do. And me being a 2, which is very much someone who's a people pleaser at my worst. Someone who really wants other people to feel good about themselves and has a hard time articulating actually what's going on internally. I like know what's going on, but I have a hard time voicing that. Being that type of person, I always wanted my person to feel like I wanted to make sure they were good when internally I could never voice what was going on inside of me for fear of being alone and or rejected. So if I was rejected, and I just didn't want to be alone because I felt like being alone was like the worst feeling in the world. Yeah, and I still struggle with that sometimes, but I also have kind of matured and grown up in a sense of like, I'm not saying I'm mature fully, but I'm learning that where I find my peace and rest and connection for me with God is in time alone in solitude. So being alone is actually really, really healthy for me. Man, if you would have seen, you probably see, if you see early videos, like if 5 years ago, 4 years ago, even 3 years ago, like you'll always see people with me all the time. And it was really hard for me to be alone. So, but yeah, so going back to the situation, set really, really healthy boundaries. She's moved on. She's an amazing woman, got a heart for God that's insane. And I respect that. And I don't ever want to get in the way of that. But it's really cool. Like we can have small conversations and the emotion of what was is no longer. So I'm actually friends with her now. And I would say we're not like great friends, but we're definitely in a place where we're really healthy. So the question from John is, hey Tyler, how's your original album coming along? Also, I'll be back on Patreon soon. Enjoy. Oh, guys, yeah, if you want to enjoy, if you want to be on Patreon, go on Patreon. I feel like eventually we're going to set up a system where I just do this for Patreon people, whether it's conversations about relationship and life. I just say life in general because I feel like we need each other. I don't know about you, but for me, especially being in the entertainment space, it's really difficult for me to find people who I can be fully known by, and I feel like that's the most important place where I thrive at least. And so there's like, for a lot of people, it's really hard to find community. So I don't even know if Patreon would be a community for you. I know it's like supporting me, but I was thinking if we could like make some sort of regular situation. I don't know if it's like I don't know, maybe you'll meet some great friends in that group. There's a lot of people who are similar in the Patreon space, and they're so supportive and so loving. Holy cow, I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm going on rant to rant to rant to rant. Okay, here's the situation. It is okay to be mad at God. I agree with you, totally. I think you should ask the hard questions, totally. Anyways, more questions. This is good. Sorry, and if I already made 4 great friends through you. Awesome. Do you think anyone can forgive Mother when she has tried to kill you and then left you? I don't know. My heart hurts with that, though. I apologize if that was the case. I don't have an answer for you. Man, that one's tough. Sorry about that. Hey, just getting out of bed. What's up? What's up? Where is Bray? Bray is somewhere. She's somewhere. She's killing it somewhere. Any new songs coming up, Tyler? Yes, a lot. In fact, I think on my Instagram story, I'm like actually in the middle of sending my songs back and forth to my team, and they're really helping me with suggestions. They're song people here in Nashville. They're like straight up song people. So it's been good for me. It's been difficult because I have a vision and they have a vision, and we're kind of fusing those together just to make it work better than maybe I could just do by myself. So I'm February 10th, I think, or the Saturday, 2nd February Saturday is my first release of my original, so I'm super excited about this. Okay, hey Tyler, any advice for those who are about to graduate college? Daniel. Oh, for me, it was like, yo, I gotta find the cheapest place to stay and save some money and figure out what I really, really love to do versus what I have to do and what I should do, what I'm supposed to do. And there are chores in the middle of that too. Like when I say chores, like you have to do things you don't want to do in order to, sustain your life. But man, after college is fun. It's scary. It is so scary. And I don't have a fair story because like for me, it actually worked out right after college, like the last year and a half after college. Actually, it took me a year and a half before I really figured out it was gonna be okay. So I was scared for a year and a half. I have no advice at the moment. I have no advice at the moment. Let me think about that. I'm actually gonna write that down. Any advice? Just because I wanna actually really answer these questions thoroughly, and off the top isn't necessarily good for me at the moment. I have to take a minute to process stuff for after college. I'm writing it down. I'll tweet it. So be sure to check the Twitter and I'll respond. I'll do my best to do that today. Okay. Treat him as you would someone else, and as long as you respect his faith, it'll be good. But okay, so you guys are actually, okay, this is cool because there's a small community forming here too. Did you go to college in Colorado? I did go to college in Colorado. I went to the Air Force Academy, and then right after that went to the University of Northern Colorado and actually graduated there. So have you ever thought of coming to Estonia? No, I haven't thought about it, but now I've thought about it, so yes. When is your next original song coming out? Yes, in February. If you do trip to Europe, would you meet some fans? Yes. How long after your sexual abuse did you have the strength to open up? Oh my gosh. Guys, it was 3rd grade when I was abused. And I felt so much shame, like legit. And some of you can understand this and some of you won't be able to understand this, but I don't know how that happened, but I always thought it was my fault. Like, thought it was my fault. That's insane to me. And it wasn't until I started, like, it was even after college so I could open up about it. Oh, crazy. So I feel like I'm just now, in a sense, growing up and dealing with a lot of those things. So it's been good. It's been really healthy. How are you feeling? Okay, how do you feel about being alone? How am I doing mentally? How do I feel about being alone? I like to choose to be alone. I'm around people all the time, and so I really love my alone time. If I don't get my alone time, I don't even know what I'm feeling and or what's going on, so I have to have it. It's like a necessity for me. Let's see. Oh yeah, someone says, how am I doing mentally? So as a 2 on the Enneagram, which is funny, you ask me how I'm doing and I'll tell you I'm doing great, and then you ask me again and I'll say, let me think about that, and you ask me again. So if you have any like people who are like in your life who are people pleasers or who are really good at providing for other people, ask them how they're doing 3 times, and then you'll get an honest answer. So I'll ask 3 times for you. So I want to tell you, I'm actually, on the surface, I'm actually doing really, really well. Below the surface, the first layer, I am a little bit fearful, but I think this is normal. I'm not as anxious as I used to be, but I'm a little fearful that I don't know what's to come. Like I don't know anything, and I think this is so normal. The unknown kind of freaks me out. But I'm also very thankful for where I've been. And that's pretty vague, but like that's kind of just true. Like I'm so thankful, and I don't want to lose sight of the fact of where I've been to get me to a place of kind of just understanding what's going on. But then the third layer of it is I'm in an interesting like spiritual place at the moment. I've done some commitments over the last literally just few days where I'm not drinking coffee, by the way, and it's not for the fact that I don't like coffee. This is tea. This is tea. Just giving up a few things, and I've given up a lot of things over the last 6 months, slowly but surely, just because I feel like certain decisions that I've done in the past have really affected my energy, and I'm not even aware of it. And so I've just kind of had seasons where I put things aside and not indulge. For example, Netflix and TV shows in particular. There are a few I'll watch here and there, but that's kind of one. Social media and attaching my identity to social media, removing that identity has been so good for me. And then the other one is food and what I'm putting in my body. Also like being very, very, very intentional about being sexually pure in all aspects. And that was a strange one that happened early December. Just like very, very, very conscious of like even what's in my head and what I'm thinking about. Because every thought affects everything. So what I'm looking at or what I'm seeing or what I'm thinking about or processing is just, it's important for me to just be, kind of rid myself of certain things. For a minute, and it's cool because this is the first time in my life I've been able to stay in one place more than like 5 weeks. For the last 8 years, I've been, back and forth traveling Colorado, Denver, Nashville, LA, Denver, Nashville, and then overseas touring, living out of a suitcase, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So for the last maybe month and a half, I've finally had time to experiment with what I think is like planting roots. So I'm freaking establishing roots here in Nashville, and I love it. So Where's Jackie, bro? Jackie, I have no idea where she is. She's like a wandering crazy person. Not a crazy person. I don't mean to say that, but when I say that, she's up for an adventure anytime. So she's out there doing whatever she's doing. So, do you think it's still wrong to be a virgin at 23? No, 100% not. I think there's two ways to look at virginity, which is so bizarre. I've never thought I would say this. I'm verbal processing, so it's gonna be like, oh, hey Jackie, what up? You're right there, I see you. When you make doing something your identity, so like, I've done this. So I think being pure and staying virgin is like what for some of you guys, I think we're called to it. We're supposed to be that. We're supposed to, and I struggle with that a lot because I'm not, but I am, I'm not actively being, what is the word? I still believe like there's forgiveness and purity in the whole thing, and so I am practicing that as well. So I don't know. It's just healthier. I think sexual relationships can be really confusing. I think if you make being pure like your only goal in life, I think that also shifts your focus and makes that an idol, which is interesting. So I think if you fall in and you truly understand like grace and forgiveness, and that like that doesn't define you, and that you can truly choose grace and like be pure. I don't know. I believe in a changed heart. I believe that we all our biggest mistakes can lead us to the best, to the most freedom. But I encourage you, if you're 23 and you're still a virgin, I would say that's worth it, and that's very, very attractive and very cool and honorable. So, Amy, on average, how many vocal tracks do you put on a song? How many vocal tracks do I put on a song? Dang, 18 to 20? That's a lot, I know. So, yeah, we've got a few more minutes here, guys. I have a pencil because I'm answering advice for college after. Are you a Mormon? I'm not a Mormon. Would you, oh my gosh, there's so many things coming. Let's see here. Stop ignoring me. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you, but I guess I am ignoring you. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. I'm looking at. Yeah, have a great day. Thanks you. Could you do another behind the scenes of how you practice your songs? Oh yeah, I can totally do that. Are you ignoring me? I'm not ignoring you. Could you tell, oh, it's just going fast. Did you, let's see. I like the long ones. I just need to be able to read them. Could you tell us beginning original musicians how you go into recording sessions mentally and emotionally? Yeah, so, wow, I remember when I first recorded, it was so scary for me because for me, the scariest thing was like, okay, this is what I've learned recently. I was really good at sports, but that was like a cover up for what I really wanted to do. I loved art. I loved making movies, and I loved writing music and singing. And those two, they do mesh with each other. But in my perspective of like growing up in a sports household, that was like, or having the friends I had, it was almost like kind of made fun of. So my secret space was when I did music. And so going into the studio for the first time, it was literally the scariest thing ever in my entire life because it was revealing like who I truly was, and no one knew it. No one knew who I truly was. It was all this facade, which I was good at doing. So the true me was being hidden, and it was freaking scary to go into the studio. So for me to be mentally prepared, it's like I have to be good with myself. I have to be okay with like, I'm not gonna be a Bruno Mars. I'm not gonna be a freaking Bieber. I'm just gonna be a Tyler Ward who like, I have a gift, and that's all that I have, and that's what I have, and it's wonderful, and I don't need to like try harder, and I don't need to not try. So I just need to be and exist. And when I'm okay with that, which took me a long time to be okay with that, I could actually mentally prepare and go into the studio and be like, this doesn't define me. But I also, too, it was so scary for me, I actually learned to record myself. So I could actually do that in a comfortable space. So, okay, to answer that, long-winded, I would say go into the studio feeling safe. And if you don't feel safe with the people you're around, I don't think you'll create the best content. Okay, Would love to hear your thoughts about what you said at the beginning. Let me read that. I'm checking, you guys. I'm checking, you guys. Oh, does my Wikipedia say 34? Nice. We'll have to probably change that. Hey, any tips for coming up with beats to start a song? I've tried and can never come up with a beat that I can vibe to. Any tips? Dude, I think I'm learning that too. I think the thing that I've learned is just like, go with what your gut says in that situation. So, yeah, simple. Hey bro, please come to India, do a live concert. You're being scared a lot. Any original collabs this year? What software originals collabs this year? No, not at the moment. I don't have really a lot planned except to release my own music, so. Yeah, important question. How much would you, okay, Alicia Marie, get out of here. Get out of here, Alicia. What software do you use? Logic. Any advice on having more freedom when writing? I used to take shots. Not good advice. I think it's just being secure in who you are, which is crazy. So, what's your favorite chocolate? Chocolate. Can't wait for your original music. Thank you. I will try next time. Okay, Tongs, you're crushing. I hope you've had an amazing day, and thank you for everything. Okay. Oh gosh, hold on. How do you mentally shift your focus back to God when the past creeps back? That's a good question. Oof. I was studying, I'm in this men's group, we're studying Galatians, and it talks about this guy named Paul, who wrote a lot of the New Testament, and he, his revelation came to him, not from anybody else, not from being around anybody else, not from hearing the words and being in church, but it came to him, and I feel like, in God's timing, and so I feel like some of those experiences that you're going through are truly, truly meant for you to get you to a place of health. And if you don't know those experiences, you don't know the pain, you can't understand what freedom is like. So for me, I would say the best thing to do is to literally look at your past in the face, deal with it, and deal with it. Not cut it off, not run from it, deal with it. So if there's a conversation that needs to be had or a letter that needs to be written, if it's dangerous, I wouldn't suggest going back to the past, but I would say maybe writing a letter or talking to someone about it. But feeling all of those emotions instead of running from them, and let that suck for a few days. And then eventually, when you think about it, it doesn't hold you captive anymore, which is such a beautiful thing. So I would say deal with the past. I can create cool music tracks like the foundations of a song, structure, melody, and beat, but really struggle when it comes to the lyric part. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. So you're not alone. In fact, I second guess it all the time. So I think being with somebody who can be like, oh, that's good. Another co-writer, that will solve your problem. Totally solve your problem. How do me, Tyler Ward, let go and move on? So that's a good question. Sometimes you can't escape it. Yeah, there's past that I've been associated with all over that are just doing their, and I just run into them occasionally. And man, I just think for me, I recognize I played a role in that too. And so they're not to blame. I'm also the one, and the majority of it to blame. And so, yeah. Dude, that's tough. That is a tough question. I think it's different for everybody. So, yeah. How are you? I'm doing well. Are you planning on coming back to Europe? I'm planning on coming back to Europe eventually. How do you define faith? Believing in things unseen. Do you feel that you have learned a lot from do you feel that you have learned a lot from redefining expectations? Yeah. I think the hardest part sometimes in life is to let go of expectations. For me, it's like changing seasons. So things only last for a season, and especially when you're experiencing something amazing, it's really hard to let something like that go. So, I'm telling you, it's much easier said than actually done, especially for someone who feels everything. Oh, I'm a feeler, such a feeler. Do you sometimes play music for your own? Maybe. How did it go with friends and family? Oh, good. Are you dating? No, not at the moment. Listen to Teenage Summer Sense. Oh, cool. NY or LA? LA. What books do you read for some motivation, inspiration? I'm reading the Enneagram. It's called The Road Back to You. I go check it out. Are you looking forward to Meet Me on tour? Okay, Tonks. Yes, I am. How many originals do you think you've written? Probably like 300, but I've only released like 20 or 25 or something. What music do you play? Do you play the guitar? I don't understand the question. I hope you have a wonderful day. I missed your videos. Good to see you after such a long time. Hey, good to see you. Did you ever go to therapy, or what started the growth process? Yes, therapy. Actually, my life exploded. Things that I thought were gonna happen, I was doing something, I was like, who am I? Who have I become? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm this person. Literally the worst thing in my entire life I've ever done. I think anybody would think it was awful. In fact, when I tell the story, everybody thinks it's awful. But it was the best thing that happened for me to actually make headway, or to gain some like freedom the other way, so it's been good. Will you do a cover with Leroy? I would, but I feel like he's like past me. Woo! He's doing his thing. I use Logic. Do you have a plan to write any books? No, I do not. Have you ever smoked? Yes, I have. India wants you. Do you prefer using Logic or Pro Tools? Logic for sure. India wants a concert. Woo! India. Have a great day from Paris. Thank you, Angie. Appreciate it. Okay, I think that's it, guys. It's been almost 30 minutes. Appreciate you guys. Hope you have an amazing, amazing day, week, night, wherever it is in the world. Bye! End.